My heart is breaking. I stand here feeling so frustrated. Good people are committing murder. Good people are condoning that murder. Last week, the United States opened their new embassy in Jerusalem. The Israeli Defense Forces, using live ammunition, killed over 60 unarmed Palestinians, including an 8-month-old baby. Unfortunately, they are likely to kill more today and more tomorrow. Their leaders have convinced themselves that they are defending their country by committing this slaughter. You know, it's amazing how we humans can rationalize almost anything. For instance, we Euro-Americans rationalized that it was okay to put bounties on the lives of Native Americans. For at least a couple hundred years, colonies and then states budgeted and paid money for the scalps of tribe members. If a person could provide this evidence that they were contributing to the destruction of a First Nation, they got cash. Our cultural ancestors somehow rationalized the decimation of whole civilizations and made a little money at the same time. For hundreds of years, Europeans and Euro-Americans rationalized the enslavement of millions of our brothers and sisters from Africa. For 2 millennia throughout Europe, people rationalized the systematic discrimination and periodic slaughter of people of Jewish heritage and culture, culminating in a ruthless effort at genocide. Throughout just the last century, Turks, English, French, German, Russian, Sudanese, white South Africans, Hutus, Serbians, Croats, and United States citizens have slaughtered millions of people in the name of some rationalized justice. I am a Jew, deprived of the knowledge of that heritage by anti-Semitism for much of my life. I've been proud to claim that identity from the day I found it out. Proud of the culture of resilience and the support for universal justice that has been so much a part of it. Proud to be a part of a people who have suffered and survived so many trials and oppressions. Always aware of the virulent stereotyping anti-Semitism that is generally just below the surface and just a single comment away. For hundreds of years, Jews throughout Europe, whose ancestors had been forced from their homeland by Roman conquerors, held to the seeming forlorn hope next year in Jerusalem. Somehow, someday, we would find some way to go home to our ancient land. It was the understandable dream of an oppressed people, similar to the one held by Palestinian refugees throughout the Middle East for the last 3 generations since the Nakba, the catastrophe, when Israel was founded as the Jewish homeland. Understandably, Arab and Muslim people throughout the world opposed the creation of Israel with the backing of Christian European and Americans on land already inhabited by mostly Muslim Arab people. From the creation of Israel in 1948 through the next 25 years, there was the very realistic fear that the neighboring countries could and would attack Israel and destroy it. This threat created an extended siege mentality among many in the Israeli population that still endures almost 50 years later, though no nation has seriously threatened Israel's existence in all of that time. In the meantime, since 1967, Israel has effectively and illegally controlled, through a military dictatorship, the West Bank, Gaza, and the Golan Heights, land that was supposed to be reserved for an independent Palestinian country. Beyond that, Israeli governments have instituted and continuously expanded a colonization program in the West Bank, bringing in around 400,000 Jewish settlers, taking the land and the precious water for their settlements. As a result of the resistance, hundreds of Palestinians have been tortured, thousands jailed without trial, thousands more men, women, and children killed through the years. During this same period, the Israeli government, not so secretly, created up to 400 nuclear warheads. All of these actions have been in violation of international law, and they have all been rationalized, justified, as necessary for the defense of Israel. Over 90% of the people alive today have never known the world without Israel in it. A majority of the world's population have only known Israel as one of the few countries in the world that controls another people and their land against their will. The question that each justice-seeking person must ask is how long we will continue to support oppression in the name of liberty and security. Israeli citizens deserve the right to live in peace and security within the internationally recognized borders. The Palestinians deserve the same rights. Donald Trump and Bibi Netanyahu are two crass opportunists using fear and anxiety in a cynical attempt to maintain power. Their behavior must be challenged, and Israel's occupation must end. To begin that process, join with me to insist that Israel immediately recognize East Jerusalem as the eventual Palestinian state's capital, and to demand Israel immediately cease all colonizing efforts and agree to begin to negotiate without conditions as long as there are no organized attacks on non-military Israeli citizens. Israel is a powerful nation, but their people will never be truly safe until Palestinians are free. Help give a gift to the world. Save Israel. Free the Palestinians. End the occupation. It's time. It is time.